Okay, it's 11:11, and we are here for another Questions for the Dragon. And we are hopefully, that sounded actually, we heard a little bit of our sound for a second, and it sounded okay. Um, in past lives, we've been having trouble with the staticky sound and some issues, so thank you for confirming that it sounds good, Michael. We appreciate that. We would like to also get any feedback from you guys if the sound glitches out or if we drop or something like that. We're still working on our equipment. I think we're getting it ironed out, and we are hoping to get some new equipment this week. It's apparently on a slow boat shipment, so hopefully both of our voices will be clear and static free and easy to understand, because it is so wonderful to have both Stephanie and I here to help with all of this, facilitating with Jadon Se. So one speaks and the other does so much behind the scenes that you guys aren't even aware of it. So we love having Stephanie here. Okay, so, well, since we're on that subject, I'm Stephen the Channeler.
Hello, I'm Stephanie.
And we are here for another Questions for the Dragon session. And just a little clarification on what these two weekly lives are. Basically, there are many of you who, for whatever reasons, either can't or don't wish to have personal readings with Jadon Se, which is fine. And we thought we would stand up this live so that the whole gathering, the whole dragon tribe, if you will, had the chance to actually ask questions of Jadon Se and have any of their burning questions answered. So, in a more public format, and that's recorded and available for those in future moments to tune into and all of that. So, it's not our desire for everything to be compensated money-wise or commercialized. We only do anything that requests donations so that we can sustain this, because Stephanie and I are both putting a lot of our time and energy into this, and we want to be able to do it moving forward for a long haul and reach a good stride. So those of you who want your personal readings, you can still book them. We're still doing that. There's a link in this video below, and if you're ever wondering about links, you can always go to jadonse.com. There's a website that has everything there. So that's jadonse.com. So we are just doing this hopefully to be of service. And this particular live is just straight up questions for the dragon. It isn't blessings. Jadon Se usually does do a little energetic announcement or reading in the beginning of what's happening and what those gathered might benefit from as a group message. But it's not as focused on blessings or ceremonies or any sort of energetic exchange like that. It's more so that you can, as a tribe, not only ask your questions, but also kind of reach sort of a group understanding on certain subjects and alignments. It's a very beautiful thing. So, okay, before we drop into channel, a couple of announcements. You heard the announcement that we're still working on our sound. Hopefully this is good. We are also still very happy with the app, the Golden Dragon Oracle Deck app. So it's an Oracle deck that's a virtual one on your phone that you can download to your phone so that you can get guidance from Jadon Se wherever you happen to be. At any moment, you just pull out your phone and get a reading. And Jadon Se's voice is recorded for every card. There's a guidance that goes with the card, and it's Jadon Se channeling the guidance. And many of you have said that you feel the energies when you're getting readings from this. It's more than your physical deck can do, right? Because there's actual audio guidance that comes through as well. So that can be downloaded directly from the Android Play Store. We're still in negotiations with Apple, trying to get it on their App Store. It's looking like it might be possible. We'll see. they keep saying that their quote unquote fortune telling category is oversaturated and they don't want new apps. And anyway, we're trying to navigate through that. Hopefully we can, and we can get this app onto the Apple phones. It's just that we have to push it out manually. So go to the jadonse.com website if you want that app on your Apple device. Okay, what else? We have opened up a December version of Level 1 Dragon Energies class. There were some of you who couldn't get into the first one or didn't make the cutoff or had issues of whatever sort. We have a second class, so what we're going to do is 2 Level 1s for every Level 2 so that anyone who misses one can get a chance to get the Level 1 in before we offer Level 2. So early 2026, we're going to offer Level 2, and Jadon Se is going to really bring in a lot of hands-on working with Dragon Energies there. That'll be actual techniques that will be, well, anyway, you guys will see. It's going to be amazing. I'm sometimes wondering, is Jadon Se making people into wizards? Because some of this is really starting to feel like magic and beauty and like. Anyway, we'll see what comes with the Level 2 classes. So we are taking signups for the Level 1 for December. It'll be a repeat of what's already going on in this November. We've had one class, and tomorrow will be the second class in the November Level 1, which is already, signups are closed for that one. But if you want to start on December 6th, which is Stephanie's birthday, we will be starting our December Level 1. So signups are there. Right now, you can go to the jadonse.com website, and down in the store section of the website, there's a sign-up link. And please, you guys, if any of you has trouble with the suggested $88 donation for the class, don't let that stop you. We're not holding up a paywall. Okay, this is just a suggested donation. If you want to make the class and you just simply don't have the resources right now, or with the holidays coming, you just can't set that money aside, whatever, please do not let that stop you. Contact us at customercare@jadonse.com and we will work with you to get you in the class. We're adding a few people who were having trouble last time around with that as well. So if you're listening right now and you had contacted us, you will be getting an email from us about your inclusion in this Level 1 class. We want to make sure no one gets left behind here. Okay, what else? That's, I think, it for... well, we'll go ahead and just make a quick mention. Thank you to Aaron Darvish for setting up the Telegram chat group. I haven't been there myself recently. I don't know if Stephanie has, but I hope it's going well over there and you guys are having great discussions. And it's wonderful to have a place for people to gather and compare notes and all that. And especially... I think Aaron mentioned he was going to make a subcategory for those taking the Dragon Energies classes so that you guys can also compare notes on what's happening in the classes, etc. You can always reach out, especially if you're in the class. Please reach out to us either via email, or you can also please book a personal reading if you need any sort of one-on-one tutoring from Jadon Se about information in the classes. Anyone who's having difficulty, we don't want you guys to be scratching your heads over any of this beautiful understanding that comes through. So that's it for announcements. Let's see, yeah. Stephanie, do you have anything before we drop into channel?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, without any further ado, let's bring on Jadon Se, and hopefully the sound is good. It looks like we're not hearing anything, so I think hopefully we've settled those issues for now. I am Jadon Se, Golden Dragon of the third arc of consciousness, And this is another gathering of questions for the dragon. We meet on this live to address any of the burning questions many of you may have in working with dragons, with the dragon realms and the dragon energies. It is very beautiful, and each of you are sharing your understandings and your gifts in very subtle ways, let us say, by participating each week in whatever way you are, even if it is a silent, energetic participation. Your dear Stephen has forgotten, due to these technical issues and announcements, he has forgotten to, let us say, tune up the dragon lines by having everyone shout out where they are from, where they are today in this moment of now, on your Gaia. Please do shout out where you are. We have Anatolia, Turkey here. Very beautiful. We have Holland here at this moment of now. We have Utah, Berkeley, California. We are in Groves, Texas. Very good. Leeds, UK. This sounds like a new one for us. South Africa, Thailand, Tyrol, Austria. We have Germany in the house, so to speak. We have Netherlands. We have Amsterdam in the house. La Feria, Texas. Beautiful energies coming in, flowing through the dragon lines. We have New Hampshire, San Miguel de Allende, Mexico in the house. We have somebody on a pillow. This is beautiful. I hope many of you are on pillows or couches, or even better, outside with your bare feet on the ground. West Coast, we believe this is the Los Angeles area, perhaps. And there are more of you. Please let us know where you are. Do not be shy. Very good. We will keep calling these out as they come in. We have North Bend, Oregon. Hello, Mom, says Stephanie. We have Chile in the house. Folsom, California. Very good. Beautiful energies. Do you feel the dragon lines lighting up with your presence? This is something. We have Nairobi here today. Beautiful. Do you feel these dragon lines resonating with your presence? And in the class, we have plotted out the location of many of the class participants, and we have worked with the dragon grid to understand that even when there are places that are, let us say, not represented by those in the class or on these live streams, there are intersections of energy that are very potent. You might call them interference patterns on the waters, or you might call them reflections and nodes and jewels on Indra's net, so to speak. It is beautiful to understand that it is not only the places that are represented by those of you participating, it is the intersections of these energies, the interactions of these energies that reverberate through this, your Gaia, and she is acutely aware of all of this. Beautiful, dear ones. And as we have this gathering, there are those of you who can begin to stretch out with your awareness and feel the energies rising and falling, so to speak, as others tune into this gathering, let us call it. It is very interesting when you begin to expand your awareness and your feeling, so to speak, to understand that there are others focusing on very similar things at the same moment of now. And when you do this, there is a deeper connection happening. And it is like plugging into Gaia and tapping into energies that are in the field, so to speak. And it is also becoming aware of others who are tapping into these very same energies. It is let us say, useful for you to work with this new awareness, for you can use this same sort of understanding on so many different levels. If you are in a forest and you are touching a leaf on a plant, you can use this same sort of awareness to touch into other energies of that forest and to connect it with energies of other forests around your Gaia. And as you understand how to work with these connections, beautiful understandings will flow to and through you. Very good. We are going to do, let us say, a group reading for those present, for those of you who give this golden cosmic dragon permission to access your energetic at this moment. We will include you in this group reading, and this will be guidance, let us say, for those common energies that are here, common understandings, that those of you who are going through similar things, let us say. It is beautiful. Those of you who have gathered, you do have very resonant and coherent energies, let us say, that are interacting with each other. At this moment, your energetics have a pronounced, let us say, understandings and resonance that can vibrate even greater if we work with these guidances right now. The first guidance that is pertinent to all of you is do not settle for less, dear ones. Stop playing small. There are several of you right now who need to hear this. It is important for you to understand that the limitations that you seem to have on you are mostly self-imposed. You are playing small somewhat. When you look at your dreams and you're saying, what am I trying to call in this greater good for me that I am bringing in? Many of you are aiming low, dear ones. You are not shooting for the best, for the highest good. You are looking at maybe short-term goals or smaller, let us say, desires and resonance with let us say lesser goods rather than higher goods, rather than just looking at, well, I need to pay these bills and this is what I need at this moment, in reactionary goods, so to speak. What do I need for this moment? For what am I trying to accomplish right here? There are some of you who could very much benefit from aiming a little higher, so to speak. Stop playing small. Don't settle for these small goals. Don't settle for less, so to speak. Dear ones, you are all beings of divine resonance, divine energies. We will delve into what is divine in our next class, and perhaps in some readings that will be done at some point, in personal readings as well, for there is so much that can come through understandings and blessings when one truly realizes what is divine. What does it mean, this word divine? You, dear ones, we will just say, let your current understanding of what divine is flow through this. Right now, this reading, let us call it. You are a child of the divine, and as a child of the divine, it is your birthright to build your dreams. And do not settle for little dreams. Go for the gusto, so to speak. Go for the gold. Go for your highest good. Stop playing small. And in order to do this, dear ones, many of you need to heal. You are perhaps limiting yourselves, for you do not feel worthy of your greatest dreams. You do not feel worthy on some level, and so it is needed, this healing. And many of you only call in the greatest good when you give yourselves permission to do this. And there is like an internal yard duty, you might say, trying to keep all the children in line. And maybe this yard duty has come through all the way from second grade and is still standing there with her arms crossed, looking at you with a frown. Perhaps, no, you should not attempt to do this. Do not climb too high, you might get hurt. Do not do this on the play structures. And you have now internalized some sort of energetic yard duty that you have inside of you, who crosses her arms and frowns at you and says, you cannot do this. This is too high of a good for you at this moment. Dear ones, you need to give yourselves permission to go for your greatest, highest good. And for this, you need to be healed in some way. There is healing that needs to take place. And what is healing? Healing is restoring imbalances into balance, restoring a state of lack of grace, so to speak, into gracefulness, a lack of ease or dis-ease into a sense of ease, that all is well and all is good, and that you do have permission, and it is your birthright to build your dreams. We will help with a little of this healing energetically throughout this live, this gathering, so to speak. It will continue. There is a healing that is happening beneath the surface, so to speak. And dear ones, once you have allowed for these messages, these two messages, which are stop playing small, don't settle for less, and give yourself some healing, yourself permission to reach for the stars, reach for your dreams, so to speak, then it is only for you to call it in. And what is needed to clearly call in your highest good, your highest dreams? It is making a decision, dear ones. When you call in a dream, you are deciding to have this in your life, in your reality, in your story. And oftentimes, this requires a decision. When you reach for your highest, greatest good, there might be something you are not reaching for in order to do this. And sometimes it is that you are now reaching for your dreams, building your dreams. You might need to make a very clear decision that this other person's desires or thoughts that are dragging on you, or this other energy that seems to be pulling on you up and trying to get your attention or distracting you, so to speak, you might need to choose between these two for a time at least. Right now, in this moment and now, I am building my dreams. It is not the dreams of what society says I should be doing, or what my banker says will fill my bank account most effectively, or anything like this, or what those around you think you ought to be doing. It is what you have decided is your dream. I am deciding to do this for my greatest, highest good. So make this decision, dear ones. Make it clear. Shout it from the rooftops if that is what is needed, or just shout it silently within yourself. This is what I am calling in. And the more clear and definite you can be with this, the more it will come, and more quickly and efficiently and with ease and grace these synchronicities are appearing in your field to bring this dream into reality, into waking reality. It is already in your field. If you have dared to dream it, it is already being prepared for you. This is the message for all of you who are gathered, and this speaks very highly of this gathering. It means that all of you, every last one of you, are ready to hear, that you are ready to call in your highest dreams, your greatest good, and step onto a higher timeline, dear ones. Yes, stop playing small. Go for these beautiful timelines, a timeline of your golden age. Step onto it, dear ones. Very good. It is... It says on this that we are going live soon, and we are live now, so we are changing this. It is live now. Very good. This is your message for the group, for those gathered. And now let us call in.
A question from David Matos. What is love?
This is a question for the ages, dear ones. What is love? Even the question itself betrays something. The word what? The word that. These are, let us say, clarifications, definitions, sort of a affirming up of something, a manifestation or something made real or manifest or brought into beingness that is more easy to, more palpable, let us say, more easy to experience with the senses. What is love? Is love this or is love that? The question itself can be delved further into. Drop the what completely. Love is. There is no need for what love is. It is not external. It is not a thing. It is not a... and it is external, and it is a thing when seen from the kingdom of thingdom, so to speak. Love is... Love is. Love is. And you can feel more deeply into this feeling here. What is this feeling? There's that word what again. Love is, and love is all, and love is eternal, and love is omnipresent. Love is all-knowing. Love is all-powerful. Love is all. The word all. Feel into this. The question itself is love. The answer is love. The silence between the words in this answer are and is love. Love is the field of beingness, and love is the feeling of beingness, and love is beingness. Love is, dear ones. Love is a word that we use to symbolize such depth of feeling. It is so often associated with the heart. Why? Because the heart is the center of feeling. And what does the heart symbolizes? The center of beingness. The center of you is your heart. The center of understanding, wisdom is the heart. The center of the circle is the heart. And what is the center? It is a focus of eternity. It is a focal point of beingness. You, dear ones, are love as this person, love as that person, love in this city, love in this forest, love in this sector of the cosmos, love, etc. Love is, we will not say who, we will not say what, we will not say this, we will not say that. However, we can say who and what and this and that as well. It is this and that, and love is. Dear ones, reality, it seems so final, like, when something is real, it is finally complete. Dear ones, it is complete due to love. Realities, plural, swirl around love and become love. Love becomes real. In all of these moments of now, love is. It is only poets who can come even close to scratching the surface of answering this question. This dragon is simply using energetics. These words ride on top of the energy of love. If you are looking for love in this realm, in its purest form, I have a suggestion for you. Witness a childbirth. Witness the moment that the mother and the child first look into each other's eyes. And there you will find a very pure and very beautiful example of love. And this indeed is simply scratching the surface of eternity. There is so much depth to love. A little kitten being licked on the forehead by its mother. It is so often those of you look into the eyes of a little one, a newborn, any creature that is newborn, and you look into these eyes and all you can do is say, "Ah." Have you noticed this, dear ones? That is the only appropriate answer for this moment of now, where such beauty streams through, such purity. Ah. And what is that amen? What is that What is dear ones? Feel every moment of your existence is based and rides upon love. The word is insufficient. We will just say rides upon beautiful question for which words are scarcely enough to address.
Hadar asks, how can we break being small?
Dear one, the word break. Have you noticed that whenever a question is asked in this gathering, the very first thing the dragon does is look at the question. How do you break being smallness or being small? Do you, looking at this question, do you understand a little something of yourself, dear one, that you feel it needs to be broken, shattered, that there needs some sort of perhaps violent force to break through this feeling of being small. Does this not teach you a little something about your outlook? The way you ask this question, how do we break the habit of thinking that I am small, or playing small, or acting small? Does it need to be broken, or does it need to be healed? Where is the difference between these? Is breaking something healing? There is a question. And is there a better way to heal than to break? And what is healing? How do we go about expanding our sense of self? There is a little bit of a hint already that you are giving yourself in that question, for it is the mind that thinks of breaking out and breaking through, the mind that has to fix something that may be broken, the mind that needs to pick apart and analyze parts and pieces and fragments and all of this. This word break simply shows you that you are approaching this question from the mind. And there is your answer. Let the mind be the mind, and let the heart be the heart. Let us ask that same question from the heart now. How does one expand? How does one begin to grow beyond being small? How does one grow beyond feeling small? And there is a golden path that is laid before you that leads you to your answer. Expand, dear one. Expand your sense of self. This is how so many upon the spiritual path truly grow, by expanding the sense of beingness. And how does one begin to expand? Is it an expansion into thingdom? Or is it? Is it an expansion into feelings? Is it expanding? Where are we expanding? Is it out into the external realms? Are we expanding internally? Is it possible to expand internally? This is an interesting question, is it not? We are having a philosophical discussion of things right now. It is the thought behind the thought is oftentimes more instructive than the answer to the external thought, or the smaller thought, so to speak. Let us delve into the thought behind the thought, the feeling beneath the feeling. And as we do this, we are expanding inward. Let us go inward with these questions. Let us feel into them. Who am I? What is a self? What is myself? What am I? Do these not necessarily break away from, if we need to use the word break, a sense of smallness? For as you feel into these questions more deeply, and you understand that there is an avenue with which you can start to inquire as to who and what am I. By nature, the expansion of this concept of I am will inevitably cause you to play a little less small, let us say. So, there is your answer. You do not break through being small, you grow out of it, let us say. There is the answer.
Leslie Lightquesta. Hi, Jadon Se. Can you please give us a simple version of the morning cup routine from part 3? She has confusion around putting gratitude in at night and then having a queen clear it in the morning.
First of all, many thanks to the support from Dragon Sorcerer. We thank you very much. These sorts of support help us to continue to sustain this for the long haul, so to speak, and that is our purpose here. So very many thanks to Dragon Sorcerer for this. The question of the morning cup, part 3. It is not entirely clear the end of this question. We will delve into the part 3. It is very important to understand that water is highly symbolic, dear ones. What does water symbolize? Well, each of you should answer that question. There is no one answer for this question. Yes, and is the answer. And water can be expressed very aptly with those two words, yes and. You could even define water as having the energetic of yes and. It is a cup, this morning cup, this ritual of giving gratitude. And there were 3 parts to the messages given thus far of giving gratitude using a beautiful ceremony of the morning cup, filling this cup with all that you are grateful for. And as you fill it with these gratitudes, seeing that gratitude as a liquid. It can be physical liquid that you are adding to physical water, and it can be your own inner water, so to speak. And what does that water symbolize to you? Why is it that ceremonies have those people who are returning to spiritual life be baptized in water or dunked into water? And these poor little babies, sometimes with the priest pouring water and the baby does not understand. It's sometimes a silly ceremony, but at the same time it is deeply symbolic, this baptism through water. What is happening when someone returns to spirituality by immersing themselves in water? To answer baptisms, when you take your own gratitudes for so many beautiful moments in your life and awarenesses and feelings of your life and understandings and wisdoms and occurrences that are special to you, and you add them into this cup. It is being added to this water of spirit in some way. It is being added to eternity, being lovingly connected, let us say, with your deeper self. And because you are doing this, you are also opening a portal within you, a wellspring, let us call it, of abundance and beauty and spirit. Yes, dear ones, love. This wellspring is opening up inside of you, and this is the beauty of the morning cup ritual, or any ritual revolving around gratitude. For the wellspring begins to flow in beautiful ways, and because of this, more and more beauty and abundance come into your beingness, into your realm of now, into your story. And this cup, this beautiful cup, in part 3 we have walked you through instructing how to add spiritual salt, crystallizing these feelings and understandings and intentions into salt crystals and adding them into, this aqueous, aquifer, let us say, into this ceremony of water. And it again can be physical water, and it can be water that is water of spirit, let us say. Dear ones, as you take these crystals of intention, these salt crystals that have been encoded with your intentions, let us call them. There are better words for intention. We will delve into more deeply in other thoughts that will be shared or are being shared in other moments of now. We will just stick with the word intention for the moment. You encode the salt crystal with this intention and drop it into this water. Not just any water, but waters of gratitude. Do you see the deep wisdom in this? Dropping your encoded intentions into your gratitude, into your wellspring of the heart, of the beingness of you. Do you see what this is symbolic for and ties into in your inner realms? And then these intentions, because they are encoded in salt crystals, aqueous crystals, you might say, they are then, let us say, absorbed into your greater beingness, you are absorbing thoughts and intentions and mental energies and visions into your greater beingness. You are absorbing them. They are being absorbed into the wellspring of you and becoming integrated into your beingness. They are flowing into your spirit, and your spirit is able to call forth great synchronicities, great eddies and swirls in the energies of now and beingness to bring forth these dreams, these beautiful moments of your story into being. And do you not see, dear ones, that this completes a beautiful circuit? This ceremony is highly symbolic of something that happens in every moment of your beingness. It is just making you more aware of what is always happening with you. And because you are becoming more aware of this, you are able to work with these energies more consciously, more definitely, with greater intent, let us say. Look up the word intention or intent, and you will find even greater gifts in there. I hope this helps.
Home John asks, Jadon Se, is thinking what we don't want better or the same as asking what we do want, even if it's unknowing?
Dear one, this is a beautiful question, and this is very useful for all gathered here now to understand. There is a mirror to every thought. Every moment can be reflected back to you if you wish. And there is, in saying or speaking out or intending or imagining or dreaming or feeling into that which we do not want, there is a certain energetic where you are, let us call it, rejecting something. This is yang. This is an outward pushing energy. You're pushing that which you wish And when I say yang, it is yin yang. This is an Eastern understanding. Some of you pronounce it yin yang. It is let us just say male female ways of seeing duality. You have seen the yin yang symbol, this beautiful black and white symbol that is perfectly mirrored, and there is a gift and an understanding in that mirror. When you say that which you do not wish, when you speak in the negative, let us say, pushing away that which you would rather not have in your existence, so let us say, you are, yes, there is a certain let us say Newtonian reaction. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. When you push away from a cliff, you are pushing your own body backwards. If the cliff will not move, you are moving backwards. So you are, by pushing away from something, you are moving towards another direction, yes. So there is some motion in this. There is also something that happens when you speak that which you do not want. You are also, in a very subtle way, empowering that which you do not want. For you are, there is an old saying that is quite true. Where focus goes, energy flows. And any good pilot who pilots an aircraft knows of something called target fixation, and that is, if you are flying around in a cloudy or misty place and you see a mountain, say, and you start gazing at that mountain as you are flying, it is very natural for you to fly exactly towards that which you are fixated upon. Target fixation. And so any good pilot knows, do not stare at the mountain or you will fly right into it. Any good pilot knows, pick another point of reference away from that mountain and gaze upon it and fly towards it. And this is same for high speed skiers and mountaineers and motorcycle racers and all of these. They know very well that if you gaze upon something that you do not wish to crash into, you are highly likely to crash into it. So let us just apply this now to saying, I do not want this in my life. If you say, I do not want this, you are focusing on that which you do not want. And so therefore, even if you are somewhat pushing it away from you, you are still fixating upon it. You are still giving it energy. This is why, dear ones, a negative way of seeing things, that which you do not want, is giving power to that which you do not want. Negativity is not as effective as, and notice there is a not. This is a double not negative. We are saying do not be negative. And what is a double negative? It is a positive. It is tricky. Let us leave this aside. It is much more effective to focus on that which you do want. Focus upon where you are flying. Pick a new reference point, a beautiful cloud that you are going to fly towards that takes you away from the mountain. Do not give any more attention to that mountain. You are not going to fly into it unless you start gazing upon it again and gravitating towards it again. So it is highly effective to simply gaze upon that which you do wish more of in your life. And it will be very natural that, say it is more love and understanding, it will be very natural that any sort of fear or anxiety will begin to fall away. The more you look into love, the less fear you will have. And the more you look into fear, the less love you will have. And so it is advisable to refrain from negative thinking and negative thoughts and looking at that which you no longer wish in your life. It might be helpful for you to have a moment where you declare to yourself, I am done with this. However, then you need to stop staring at what you are done with and start staring at that which you wish to bring in. I hope this helps.
University of Lisle. I'd like to know about culture from your perspective. Is culture another form of story? And any guidance for minority groups that don't fit neatly into the specific culture or negative stereotyping?
Dear one, the idea of culture is so beautiful. It is, let us look for a moment at a hive of bees, and let us look at any individual bee in this hive. And there is this sense of individual bees, and there is this hive mentality, you might say, this common goal that the hive has to protect the queen and to make the honey and to protect the hive and to have shelter and to have it positioned in a place where there is abundance of flowers and pollen and beautiful energies. And let us look at this and see that there are bees, and that there is this hive, that they are working for this commonality, this common goal, common ideals, let us call it, ideals. And ideals are very part and parcel of culture. For when you share an ideal, you share something in common with other beings that starts to coalesce around these common goals and ideals, and this becomes a culture. And it is so beautiful, dear ones. This is how honey is made, and it is so amazing. This is why honey has properties that are deeply spiritual and healing. And if you have more and more honey in your life, you will be a very healthy person, let us say. Unless you become Winnie the Pooh and make yourself fat on the honey, but that is another thing. It is important to understand that cultures are, let us say, shared ideals. You can even think of them as centers of gravity, you might say. And then let us look at the bees again and see that there is another hive nearby. And those bees are on the other hive are going after the same flowers, and they have very common goals, for they are making their own honey. Their honey source is distinct and different. They have a different queen, and they are so very similar and beautiful. And these different hives of honeybees, even if they are the same species of honeybee, they are slightly different in culture. They share the common culture of the honeybee and that species, and they have common ways and means of making honey and ways of serving their queen, and there are so many similarities. You might even say they are of the same culture, and yet their two hives are distinct, and the bees will only return to their particular hive. There is not a sharing of bees between the hives. They do not usually move back and forth like that. Let me just move to this other hive and show my allegiance to a different queen. And so there are subtle differences already between these two hives of bees. And then you bring in a different species of bees, and there are so many things that they have in common with the other types of honeybees, or maybe these are bumblebees or something, and they are all bees, and but you see these differences now, and there are differences in culture. And now, dear one, if one of the queens gives birth to a second queen, something very interesting happens. There is a bifurcation of a hive, and some of the bees will split off and take this new queen to find a new place to make their own hive, and the hive will split. And there is something interesting that happens here, and it is because of the resonance of the loyalty to the queen that these hives hives even think of themselves as separate or distinct or different from each other, even though they are brothers and sisters. They share all of the same, they've been eating all this same honey, and these two hives split. And it is beautiful to understand that each of them has just slightly changed their ideals, their common goals. So much overlap and yet a small distinction. We are serving this queen and not that queen. It is beautiful for any culture to revolve around shared ideals, and because you are human, in a human story this time around, you might say, or in this moment of now, you are sharing ideals with other human beings, and you can consider your culture to be any shared ideal, and therefore you do not necessarily have to see yourself as being in conflict with some other culture. For this your United States of America, when it was founded and it was welcoming all of these people from running away from kings and queens, you see there are very close analogies to hives here. They are running away from their kings and queens, coming to this new country and coming with different ideas and ideals, and the new ideals that formed made them all feel like they were these Americans, and starting to share those ideals of justice and freedom, etc., is the new culture that was coming about. And it is always like this. Wherever you stand, you are sharing ideals with some, and you have differing ideals to others, and this is beautiful, and it makes your story vector into new realms and into new ways of seeing things, new goals, let us say. The only reason why this could ever become negative is when there is a conflict of resources, let us say, a conflict of my ideals and your ideals are different, and that is fine. However, it is not fine if we are both trying to go after the same pollen on the same flower at the same moment, and there becomes this sort of, well, shall I go after a different flower because there is already a bee here, or do we both crowd onto the same flower, and is there a conflict? And dear ones, you will very seldom see bees fighting each other. You will see this beautiful harmony that happens. The bees share the flowers, and it is even with other species of bees, and they will share the flowers with moths and flies and other things, and you do not see the bees attacking some fly that is on the flower already. No, the bees are very wise in the way that they understand culture. There is no conflict for the most part, and this can be your way as well. It is not necessary for you to say, I am this kind of bee and I do not share this flower with anybody. It is when these sorts of understandings and misunderstandings happen that there is conflict, and so it is for you to decide how to behave as this so-called minority that you call yourself in this moment. If you fly into a field where other hives are operating, yes, you are a minority, for the majority of those hives is operating in those flower fields, so to speak, and there is also enough to go around. There is plenty of pollen, there are plenty of flowers, even in places in the desert where the flowers only have a season. The bees know how to deal with these things. You could learn something from them, and there is no, let us say, the conflict comes from each individual, not from the culture. You have different ideas of, we will not go too deeply into this. We will leave it at, it is for the individual to find harmony and to avoid the conflict.
Kuba, Jadon Se, how do we embrace bigger dreams if our bodies and minds are told to be small for decades? I want to know, how do we allow our bodies and minds to embody our bigger and more beautiful dreams?
Very good. There is in this question another question. We are always looking for the question behind the question, and oftentimes there is even a question behind those questions. So let us drop into that, and let us find the question behind the question, which is, what is it that we are carrying that is self-limiting? And how do we, let us say, release it, let go of it, move beyond it, move beyond the self-limitation? This is the question behind the question. How can we move behind self-limitation? And the question started by saying limitations imposed on us. Let us start there. Is there an external force that is holding you down? Is there an external, some being out there that is stomping on you and pushing you down and limiting you? Is it coming from some bully that will not let you stand up from the seat in the bus or whatever it is? And perhaps you can say, yes, this is happening, and let us go beyond this. If there is something that seems to be external pushing you down, me down, did I call it in? This is a difficult thing for many of you. How can you possibly call in somebody who's going to mug me or hurt me or take something away from me? Or I did not call in the tax collector to come and freeze my accounts, and this was something I was born into. I did not agree to this Internal Revenue Service to come and tax me, and this is just where I was born, and it is just a fact of this realm, and the rules, you might say, that are coming from outside and pushing me down and taxing me, and my taxes are not even used for anything that I want them to be used for, and it is forced upon me. I do not have a voice here, and it is this is only one example. There are so many. My religion, or my parents, or my school, or my teachers, or my all these, they seem to be coming and limiting me from the outside. The moment you ask yourself, did I call this in? Did I agree to this at some level? Did I agree to come into this realm that has these rules? And if I did agree to it, what is the purpose for me to be here in this place that has so many rules and so many bullies and criminals and politicians and all of these ideas and policemen? And why did I call this in, and why would I call this in? And there are some deep understandings that you can follow this into, and as you do follow your growth within, this question behind the question, and then the question behind that question, you are growing internally, as we spoke of earlier. You are expanding your awareness of what you have come to do here, and what your story has come to mean for you, and for you to then have the ability to respond. Dear ones, you have heard this golden dragon say a few times, responsibility is the ability to respond. And when you take responsibility, or assume responsibility for every last thing in your life, even the last, it is even choking this one up. He's saying, how can I be responsible? Stephen, yeah, it is okay. Do not choke on these words. when you are responsible for every last thing in your life, or you have assumed this responsibility, then and only then do you have the ability to respond on that level. So if you say, I am responsible for any limitation on me, you can look at each limitation and make a new choice. You can choose to respond differently. It is, you cannot control the external world. You can respond to it, and your response becomes a hatching of an egg. It becomes the growth into a new reality, a new story. It is, let us say, you can more easily move into your higher greatest good once you have taken responsibility for the limitations that once were imposed upon you, and make new choices to grow beyond them. And it is not a breaking or a shattering, it is a response. There is a beautiful martial art called Aikido, where the attacker comes at you, and instead of just simply trying to outpunch them and outkick them and be quicker than them with your attacks, what you do is the incoming fist that is coming at you, you simply nudge it a little one way or the other so that it doesn't hit your face, and the fist travels harmlessly past you. And not only has the fist traveled past you, but the one who used all of that energy to put that blow at you is now become off balance because their momentum did not strike its intended target, and the fist is continuing to travel, and so they have suddenly become off balance by this blow that they have thrown at you. And the Aikido expert is able to then further give another nudge that pushes them a little further off balance with their own momentum. And this is not, dear one, you breaking through something. This is when you, that limitation that is coming at you is simply nudged and vectored in such a way that it is no longer impacting you on the nose and limiting you in this way. This is very instructive in how it does not need to be a forceful yang energy of breaking out, pushing away, counter-punching, counter-kicking. It can be a beautiful nudge. You are receiving with a feminine energy. Feminine energies receive these blows in a different way. You are just changing how you receive it. You are receiving it in a way that is not harmful to you. And you can use a little yang here and there to nudge and vector it without having to defeat this person with your own punches. Maybe this helps you to see that this is how we do this. We go within. We look at the limitations that we carry within us. What programs have I accepted into my being? What subconscious ideas and beliefs have I integrated into my beingness? What punches on the nose have I taken right on the nose? And maybe next time I'm not going to take it on the nose, and I'm not going to integrate this self-limitation into my beingness. I do not need a pill to be healthy. Maybe this is where you start. You realize this pharmaceutical is not what keeps me healthy. It is my own life force that makes me healthy, and it has been, let us say, stuck in the wrong place, or the flow of life force is impeded somehow. And you can see how any one of these limitations can be looked at. Take responsibility for how you have integrated it into your being, and then learn how to nudge it in a way that it is no longer negative to you.
CCR25 has the question: how do we know if we are ascending?
Well, there is a smart aleck answer that I could give you right now, that It is very simple. You're ascending if you're going up. That is smart aleck, not always helpful. If things are improving, if your age is becoming more golden in any way, then your dreams will be flourishing. There will be an ease and grace that comes in, a flow, let us say, of abundance, a flow, a dropping away of the lack mentality and the limitations, and an expansion of abundance and flow and beautiful things, beautiful energies. You could say more love coming into your life or being obvious to you. You could say any form of beautiful abundance that you are calling in being more obvious, more abundant, flowing with more ease and grace. These are simply just signposts to abundance. Abundance is something you carry within. The golden age is in finding your dreams and accomplishing your dreams is something you accomplish inside of you, in your heart, and it is simply mirrored on the external, dear ones. The work is inside. The work is internal, and the rewards are external. Let us just reframe it this way. The golden age is your golden age of your own heart, your own beingness, your own vibrance. As you start to vibrate in love, in kindness, in gratitude, compassion, generosity, these vibrations within you are already ascension vibrations. The more you are in these vibrations, the more ascended you are, so to speak, and it will be mirrored in the without. It will come through. You will share these vibrations with those around you. They will be reflected back to you, and the age will become more apparently golden. And this is how it works. Be the change that you wish to see as you love, as you grow, as you laugh and bring laughter to those around you and smile and bring joy to those around you, for you are in joy yourself first. You see how this works? This is ascension, dear ones. It is inward and outward at the same time.
Ellie Biza, she has a question. She's been feeling a lot of vibrating in my root, heart, and the top of my head. Curious if this is a reaction to blockages or opening. What is a technique to know which chakras to work on?
Dear ones, let us not get hung up on chakras, for it is useful to understand that you have portals and energy centers within your beingness that are in various levels of openness and flow, let us say. And this is very useful, for when you have this awareness, then you can flow and you can understand what it is that creates the flow and restores it or activates it, so to speak. And it is also okay for it to be a little bit of a mystery as well. I am receiving a crown chakra blessing. Where is this coming from? Is somebody having beautiful thoughts of me? Is my higher self telling me something? It is not always for us to know from where we stand why this is happening. It is for us to feel into necessarily whether it is appropriate for us and whether we welcome it into our beingness. It is very important to understand that opening your crown to say some self-proclaimed master or prophet or guru or something like this can also open yourself up to allowing them to insert something of themselves into your inner being. So therefore choose very wisely when you open up this crown to another. And it is the same on all levels. When you are opening portals, you are opening parts of yourself, opening and closing. Sometimes it is appropriate for it to be open, sometimes it is not. And it is for your higher self, if you do your beautiful spiritual hygiene and always call in that which is for your greatest, highest good in the eyes of the highest divine, then it is very natural for these different portals of your beingness to open and close as appropriate, as needed for your highest good in the eyes of the highest divine. And it is not necessarily for you to become expert gatekeepers and be always consciously opening and closing these portals. This can be beautiful and very useful to know how to consciously open and close these portals. Yes, dear one. So this is where this question comes from. It can be very useful, and at the same time, your higher beingness, your greater self, knows how to operate these portals perfectly, and you can allow that flow to come naturally, so long as you again are being hygienic with your spiritual practices and not inviting inappropriate energies in. It is beautiful for you to become aware of this, and then it is enough for you to become aware of this at this level that you are speaking from. Becoming aware of this is the pathway of learning to operate them more and more appropriately as needed. There is nothing that you need from this golden dragon at this moment for blessing or for understanding how to work with these so-called chakras. What is important for all of us to always be mindful of is operating all of these channels and openings and portals for the highest good in the eyes of the highest divine, and trusting that your greater self, your higher self, your greater beingness knows how to do this.
Do we have time for another question?
We will take one more question.
Okay. Michael Petronella. In what way or ways does our body elemental communicate with us? And is the elemental's communication with us coordinated with our soul and greater self?
This is a beautiful question. The body. Dearest Michael, and you're referring to it as the body elemental. This resonates deeply with your understanding, and there are those gathered here who do not understand what you mean by body elemental. So therefore, this golden dragon will interpret this for the greater gathering here. For I understand you, and those of you who are wondering what body elemental is, let us expand this idea to be more inclusive. The body is wise. The body is aware. You can speak to every cell of your body. You can speak to your own different layers and levels of your body. And because of this, your body has, let us just call it, a certain awareness. And your body's awareness is multifaceted. It is operating so often on what you would call subconscious layers, automatic, autonomic systems, let us say, where you do not need to consciously say, my immune system needs to attack this thing that I just breathed in that's in my lungs, and it is a mold spore that could grow into mold in my lungs, and so I need to concentrate on attacking this mold spore in one of my nodules in my left. You can see how it is. It would not be serving us to have to be conscious of all of these things at all times, and how very distracting that would become, especially when little dragons are flying into our lungs and whatnot. And so it is that you trust your body on this level to do what is correct and to be constantly operating this immune system, you might call it, to deal with these things on these various levels. And what Michael is asking us to understand is that, well, yes, there is an awareness that our body has, and can we work with this? Can we give it instructions? Can we talk to this part of our beingness? The most important thing to understand is that when we separate ourselves into various fragments, let us say, when we start to say, oh, I have this body elemental, this awareness in my body that I talk to as a separate being, there is a gift in this, and there is also the series of challenges that arise from thinking that your body is separate from you. It is advisable for those of you who wish to work with this in the greatest flow and grace to simply think of all of these aspects of your being as different aspects of your being, and they are not separate. Your body is not separate from you, and you, yes, dear ones, you are greater and you are more expansive, let us say, than simply your body. However, that does not mean your body is separate from you or not you in some way. So let us first dispel any sort of thinking that makes me think I am speaking to part of me that is not me. Because this will create many challenges and imbalances and, let us say, misunderstandings that lead to dis-ease. Let us fall into a sense of ease, that all is correct and right with us, and that we work in the greater concert like a symphony, and all of the musicians are part of this grand symphony. We do not worry about Martha with the clarinet or Hans with the flute or whatever it is. And if you start worrying about that, then you're going to start missing notes, and the conductor will get very cross with you. And anyway, it is important to not, or to, let us not focus on not. Let us focus on what we wish to understand. And that is that your body is part of your grand story, this orchestra of you, and your body has beautiful duties that is performing in perfect balance and harmony. And when there are things that are coming up that are, let us just say, moments of dis-ease, when this is happening, it is more often the case that this imbalance is caused by your misunderstandings, by beliefs that you have installed within your own beingness, that you need to watch your cholesterol intake, or I took too much salt in, and I need to worry about my blood pressure. And you can interfere with your body elemental, so to speak, your body's awareness, and you can override body processes by installing these new beliefs. And this is why it is so dangerous to listen to any sort of communications coming through your devices that say that there is this disease and that disease out there. In order to be safe from it, you need this vaccine or this drug or whatever it is. It can be very harmful for you to install these fears, let us say, into your beingness, and this will interfere with your body's own ability to do things. It is important for us to say, because we are on a YouTube channel, or so to speak, we are not doctors. We do not diagnose. We do not tell you whether you should take this pharmaceutical or that one. Follow your own understanding and your own doctor's advice on these matters. Okay, we have said that. And so therefore, we are simply bringing awareness to how you can interfere with your body's inner workings by inserting consciousness that is inappropriate to your well-being. And you can also flip that on the other side of the coin and insert ideas and thoughts and beliefs that are in support of your body's well-being. You can do this in beautiful ways, and speaking to your body, speaking to your cells as part of you, you can lovingly instruct the return of ease and grace, the return of balance, the return of health, Yes, dear ones, you can do this. And this is a beautiful question, for it does give those of you who are not aware that you can do this a greater awareness that your thoughts pertaining to your body greatly matter. If you look in the mirror and there is something you do not like about your body and you focus on it, you are reinforcing it, and you are let us say, judging your own body, and this is harm that you are doing to yourself if you do this. And if you focus your conscious energy on what is wrong with your body, what is wrong with your health, you are accelerating dis-ease. You are accelerating and accentuating problems. And as you thank your body for your health, as you reinforce healthy being, healthy thoughts, healthy living, being in ease and grace, having strength and vitality and life force in your being, as your thoughts gravitate toward this, you are reinforcing health. You are thanking your body, being grateful for what your body is doing for you. Yes, dear ones, you can do all of this. And if you are not good at this, it is advisable to let your body just do what it does, for it is an expert at this. Do not interfere unless interference is needed, let us say. This is beautiful. This gathering of light workers, dragon keepers, is so amazing. And your resonance, the way you share ideas and understandings and work with energies together is beautiful. Let us conclude this by calling out where we are on this beautiful world at this moment of now. Please call out where you are. Let us feel these harmonies, and let us buzz like bees together, so to speak. Let us see, where are we? We are in Holland right now. Beautiful Holland. Where else? Shout it out. Groves, Texas. Beautiful. Chile. Portugal. Philadelphia, Turkey, Anatolia, Thailand. Do you feel this, dear ones? Paso Robles, California, Belgium. We are in Leuven, the swampy forest, and Leeds, UK, and South Africa, Amsterdam, Netherlands. Beautiful. Texas. Listen to all of these places and feel them, dear ones. Feel the connections. Shout it out. Where are we? Dear Stephanie, how many are signed in right now?
30.
We have 30 beautiful dragon workers here. Queensland, Australia, present in health and harmony. Yes, dear ones, declare this. I am present in health and harmony and then say where you are from. This is beautiful. Yes, dear ones, thank you for gathering with us from Feria, Texas, and all of these beautiful places. And thank you for being here, and thank you for your support. We look forward to seeing you in our classes. There is a class tomorrow at 11:11. And those of you who are not able to sign up for that, please sign up for the December classes. We want to share what is coming in January and the early 2026 with you. And you can only take the level 2 class if you have completed level 1. So please, there is beauty coming. There will be another level 2 class later in 2026, perhaps April or something like this. So if you miss this one, it is okay. It is just that this world is changing, and having these awarenesses and understandings together creates such beautiful opportunities to work together. So it is beautiful that we are delving into these topics together. Thank you very much for being here, and we look forward to seeing those of you tomorrow in the morning, and we look forward to seeing the rest of you online.